I'm Charles Jennings. I'm working with Jos Arets and Vivian Hyen at the 70-20-10 Institute. I also provide consultancy to organisations globally on 70-20-10. Now 70-20-10 is a reference model or a framework which helps refocus learning to where most of it happens, which is part of the workflow. It's not a learning style or a learning theory. It's not a rule or a law. In fact, it's not even necessarily about the numbers. Different people in each organisation will adopt a ratio that suits it best in terms of using the model. The key point about 70-20-10 is it helps us use social and experiential learning as well as structured schooling, in other words classes and courses, and it guides us to focus on the outputs, on performance and productivity. And it's a holistic model. In other words, by using the whole 100 we get more than the sum of the parts. I first came across 70-20-10 16 years ago in 1999 when I saw it being used by a global bank to successfully accelerate the development of their leaders. Classes, courses, programs, leadership programs simply weren't working, so they adopted this wider model in order to do that, and did that successfully. I subsequently built a strategy for their entire workforce on 70-20-10 when I was Chief Learning Officer at Reuters. And since retiring from Reuters, I have worked with something around 200 different organisations across the world using this model. And I found it extremely useful to redistribute the focus from structured development only to a really good solid mix out into performance support, to social learning, to other sorts of areas. And the output is almost inevitably a rapid increase in performance. The most important elements of 70-20-10 are, first of all, that it stresses context. Context is critical to learning. It acknowledges that the closer learning is, or the closer support is to the context in which it's going to be used, the more useful that learning will be. And there's some good research that supports this. Burson by Deloitte, for example, carried out a study that showed that those organisations that focus on the 70 and the 20, on informal learning, on workplace learning and on social learning, are 3 times more likely to excel at talent development than those organisations that don't. And overall, the organisations that I've worked with using the 70-20-10 model have really found that it helped them create a culture of continuous learning, so that learning was not seen as something you left the workplace in order to do, but it was something that when you woke up in the morning, you went to work and you worked and learned and worked every day.